Hello everybody, this is Brandon with B-Man IT. Just want to tell you that the ApiGuard is working. As you can see in the picture here, there's a dead mite. So I have seen some mite dropped. The problem with ApiGuard is it is harsh on the bees, and they really get their wings going. They try to really remove the smell, the stuff out of the hive, and the thymol and the smell of it. But yeah, so like I said, there's a mite right there, as you can tell. And a lot of times you won't see the mites because they're on the bottoms of the bees, and not so much on the tops. Stinking windows. So I have a brood minder, and well, two of my hives have brood minder sensors in them. And as you can see, where this little one is right here, that's where I put the thymol, the ApiGuard in there. And as you can see, when the bees started buzzing, it brought the temperature up to over 100 degrees at some points, which makes me wonder, when the bees do this, when you put stuff in there and the bees do this, do the bees end up cooking the brood? And that's why they end up tossing some of the brood out when you treat with this stuff. So it's just a thought. So here's a couple. So here's the actual My Brood Minder website, and you can see here, the inside temperature and outside temperature. Outside was 68 degrees, inside was 87 degrees. So it's like the bees can keep a pretty good temperature in the hives. And then when I did the ApiGuard, it just brought it all the way up, and you can see how just 99, 100 degrees in there, even though it's like 60 degrees outside, 57. And here's my hive number 3. Let's switch this up to last. Well, let's do last 3 days. This one has been bit better. So it's from when I was in there, and then I mean they're a bit better here, but it's a smaller colony. I mean, it doesn't have as many bees in it. But yeah. But that being said, there's a website I'll try to remember throw in the description, called Chickabuzz, and if you get the American Bee Journal, they also mention this in there. But this is Randy Oliver's Varroa model, and if you go over to Randy Oliver's website, he has an Excel spreadsheet version of this as well. But I was doing the math. My hives had really about 5 mites per 300 bees, which is a lot. And I tried doing the math, and I was like equating that to starting off the year here with more like 400. So as you can see, with this model, you can adjust some of the things. So if I were to let things continue with this mite load from the beginning of the year, as you can see, I would be having a whole lot of mites, especially by June. Granted, this is assuming the bees don't swarm and take half the mites with them somewhere else, and all the rest of that, having those brood breaks from that. Excuse me. So let me switch this to, let's just do mite management. And so I'm gonna say I'm doing the ApiGuard. Let's just say this actually works good, and we get a 95% kill. So if we do that and get the 95% kill with ApiGuard, as you see, it should really knock down the numbers. And then I really don't have to worry about it again until August-September time frame, which I'm thinking I'll probably do some other treatment in August. And let's just say it's another 95%. So according to this, I should be towards the end of the year. If I do it this way, I'll still be ending up with a fairly high, but I might try to do an oxalic acid treatment or something else at the end there. But this kind of gives us a better idea of what's going on within the hive. Something I do want to point out. Let's just reset this. Let's just put it back to 100. And then 0. So 3 of my hives last year died. Actually, they died in November time frame. I know I checked them December 1st, and I noticed that 3 of them had died out. And as you can see by this graph here, what typically happens, and Randy Oliver kind of pointed this out in one of his YouTube videos or interviews he was having, was that throughout the year you end up with this high mite load, and if you don't treat them, really, if you don't treat them around August, August it seems like the time. He was like, you end up with this high mite load, and then all of a sudden you have the colony collapse. High mite load, low brood bees, because their bees are winding down for the year, and so that's when you have more mites than you have food that can support them, and so you just end up with an entire colony collapse. But yeah, I just wanted to show you all some of this stuff. If you like this, like, subscribe. My plans are to, yeah, that's my plans. I'm treating now and treat again in August, and hopefully I'll have a lot more hives at the end of the year and have a lot healthier hives going into the winter. So, all right, you all have a good one.